CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Through the evidence that we had, we knew that we could have a quick arrest.
3 charged, a man just out of a coma, and new details emerging about a chaotic night of gunfire in downtown Barrie. After a violent shooting left a 30-year-old man in critical condition, a major development. 3 suspects have been arrested. CTV's Rob Cooper is outside Barrie Police Headquarters and joins us live tonight. Rob, a big day for police and the family.
Yeah, well, Sarah, police have literally been working around the clock on this investigation since early Sunday morning, and just days after a Barrie man was shot in the downtown core, police have arrested who they feel were involved.
We all broke down in tears. It was amazing. The officers did a fantastic job, and how quickly they, were able to apprehend the people.
Less than 72 hours after Jordan Sproats of Barrie was shot and seriously injured along Dunlop Street in downtown Barrie, police have made 3 arrests at a home in Midland.
It was on Fitton Street. Our tactical unit attended, called out the persons inside the residence, and they came out again without incident.
Police say they seized a loaded .40 caliber handgun at the home that is believed to be connected to the shooting. This 20-year-old Barrie man that police were looking for, Deshaun Shirk White, who was known to police, is facing a slew of charges, including attempt to commit murder using a restricted firearm. A 23-year-old Barrie woman is facing charges of accessory after the fact to an indictable offense and robbery. A 32-year-old Midland woman is facing charges of accessory after the fact to an indictable offense. Police are not looking for any other suspects. Police say after hitting Sproats, the bullet then ricocheted across the street into a business window.
We believe the hole in the window was the bullet that passed through the victim.
The alleged shooting was witnessed by dozens of people on Dunlop Street Sunday morning.
Through the evidence that we had, we knew that we could have a quick arrest.
Several cell phones and video surveillance cameras capturing almost every move. Police making an arrest less than 3 days after the shooting.
The video helps immensely.
Police say they believe the incident may have started over someone recording someone on their cell phone. Jordan's family says he's now out of his coma with a long recovery road ahead.
Great kid, and you can't wait to get down to see him today now that his eyes are open and I can actually look at him again and he can see me, so.
Okay, back live outside police headquarters here in Barrie. Now, investigators today, Sarah, telling me there was a young woman at the scene Sunday morning that had her cell phone stolen. Police are hoping for that young woman to come forward to speak with them. And we should tell our viewers all 3 suspects today making very brief appearances in Barrie Court. Sarah?
Now, Rob, you've been in close contact with Jordan's family. We just saw there. What's the latest on his condition?
Well, Bob Sprout says his son will likely remain in hospital, as we mentioned yesterday, for the better part of a month, obviously suffering a severe trauma to his body. His father telling me it will be a long road to recovery, but the family is prepared to stand by their loved one during this very difficult time. Reporting live outside police headquarters, I'm Rob Cooper. Sarah, let's go back to you in the newsroom.
Okay, thanks for that, Rob. We will continue to follow that investigation. Now, well, a rare downtown shooting is top of mind in our city right now. Some want to know what's being done to fight big city crime here at home. The federal minister tasked with combating crime is in Barrie this week to speak with leaders about how the feds intend to tackle the problem. Here's CTV's Luke Samard.
Amidst a state of emergency, a housing crisis, and businesses concerned about crime, the federal government's Secretary of State combating crime, Ruby Sahota, is meeting with city officials, including Barrie Police and OPP. Her focus, affordable housing and Bill C-22.
Creates a framework in which the expectations of police and the expectations on social media service providers and telecom companies are clear so that they understand when police are coming to them with judicial authorization.
While business leaders say Bill C-22 is relevant, owners downtown want to see support in reducing day-to-day vandalism and disturbances.
Homelessness isn't a problem, it's the lawlessness that we'd like to see change in downtown Barrie. Regardless of who commits the crime, a crime should be punishable.
Sahota explained how the federal government is introducing more legislation, Bill C-14, which includes elements around retail theft with longer look-back periods for reoccurring offenders.
It makes it more difficult for anyone who has repeated an offense to be able to get released, creating a reverse onus, but also mandating the courts to look at that offender's past 10-year record before making a decision on.
With businesses in Barrie hoping for a more localized approach from the federal government in support of small businesses.
It's spots that are maybe a little less looked after, such as alleyways and stuff like that, that I find most of, I don't want to say crime happens, but a little bit, deviance goes on, Cars are broken into, things happen, arguments happen, fights happen. We see it, we all see it.
In a statement to CTV News, Barrie Police said they welcome the opportunity to meet with Minister Sahota to discuss lawful access, and as technology continues to evolve, conversations about how it can be effectively used in modern policing are increasingly important. Bill C-22 is currently in the House of Commons up for discussion, while Bill C-14 is in the Senate and should be approved within the next month. Sahota is scheduled to be a guest speaker at the Rotary Club luncheon tomorrow here at the Barrie South Shore Centre. Luke Samard, CTV News, Barrie.
If you spot drones overhead or extra police cruisers around, don't be alarmed. Barrie Police are holding training exercise across the city as part of their ongoing routine to prepare officers to better respond to incidents. People can expect to see a larger police presence in various areas, but there's no current threat to public safety. Meanwhile, police presence is also up in Georgina today after an early morning shooting. Officers responded to gunshot reports near Clarland Drive and Metro Road just before 4:30 a.m. and found a vehicle with multiple bullet holes. No injuries were reported. The trial for a 24-year-old man accused of attempted murder during a violent break-in in Wasaga Beach got underway in a Barrie courtroom today. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports, but first a warning that this story does contain content that may be disturbing to some viewers.
Kaylin Coote is accused of attempted murder in the brutal assault of a Wasaga Beach man found bleeding on the kitchen floor. Crown Attorney Michael Kuzno said two men broke into the home at about 10 p.m. February 2nd, 2022, along River Road East. The man's roommate took the witness stand today, testifying two men wearing balaclavas, glasses, and coats knocked at the door and forced their way in. The witness said he saw a red laser on his shoulder and put his hands up. He testified one of the men threatened him and told him to stay out of it. The witness said his roommate was hit in the head with a metal pot, then stabbed several times. He testified the shorter of the two men had pulled out a knife and cut the man. The witness said he feared he was next and didn't intervene, telling the court he couldn't believe what was happening. The man left within 5 minutes of breaking into the home. Rushed to hospital in Toronto in critical condition, the man survived the attack. Pictures of his various and violent injuries were shown to the jury. The court heard the man's neck wound had to be closed with sutures. He had noticeable bruises on his eyes, a busted lip, bandaged shoulder, and upper thigh. A forensic officer testified finding zip ties in the kitchen area. One was a single black plastic zip tie, another was doubled up. The kitchen floor covered in blood, along with other pieces of furniture in the area. Police believe Kaylin Coote was the shorter masked man who attacked the victim. Coote was arrested by Toronto police a year later, also charged with forcible confinement, breaking and entering, and possession of dangerous weapons. The trial is scheduled to continue tomorrow with further Crown witness testimony. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
The back and forth shift between winter and spring weather means that pothole season is in full form. Here in Barrie, motorists are swerving to avoid them, and crews are continuing to address the bumpiest roads across our city. CTV's Mike Lang brings us reaction from local drivers and the latest on the city's progress.
As spring rolls on, Barrie drivers are keeping their guard up for potholes.
Well, I think they're absolutely atrocious.
Always worry about my suspension or whether I'm going to get a flat tire.
Others hoping to avoid more costly bumps and bruises.
The wife sustained some damage to her car.
Took me $1,200 to prepare it.
The city confirming on Wednesday crews are out in full force, working to maintain Barrie's 1,600 kilometers of roadway. After addressing close to 13,000 potholes in 2025, more than 2,200 have been filled so far this year.
Currently, we're putting down mostly coal patch, which is just an aggregate with a tar substance on it. We know it's only temporary.
The city's director of operations says more permanent work will get done later in the spring.
We're waiting for the asphalt plants, the local asphalt plants, to be opened up, usually end of May, and then we can start getting hot asphalt and start doing those bigger, longer permanent repairs.
Neighborhoods with older infrastructure are at greater risk for potholes, according to the city, while other areas like Big Bay Point and Huronia roads have been notorious among local drivers. The city says the budget for road maintenance is more than $1 million.
We're on the heels of the worst winter on record, and so now we're about to have the best spring on record in terms of filling potholes, and those folks are working around the clock to make that happen.
Repairing potholes is a year-round effort, and residents are asked to report them to help make sure they're addressed in a timely manner. The city says complaints are typically addressed within a few days on a priority and scheduling basis. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
Time to say good evening to Casey Colby. He took me out for my birthday lunch today. At one point, I almost wondered if you were aiming for the potholes, Case.
You know me too well. Yes, there's a few of them around, isn't there? But not on your birthday. Come on, have a heart. Absolutely. Happy birthday, too, I might add. I remember 30. Yeah, it's a long time ago, but I do remember. And I remember what a warm spring was like, too. And this doesn't seem to be it, does it? It's kind of cool out here in the garden. Let's take a first look at the forecast, brought to you by thegraveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. Sarah, 5 degrees out here right now. Winds are out of the south, 17 kilometers an hour. The gust as high as about 30 a little later on. The temperature, 9 degrees? 9 degrees in Owen Sound. It just jumped out at me. There it is. 8 degrees in Mount Forest, 6 in Alliston, 6 in Parry Sound, 5 here in Barrie, 6 in Gravenhurst, and here is the radar satellite images over the last 3 hours. Looks like a little mixed precipitation, a little snow in the northern part of our viewing area, or it could be is the operative word. And coming up in the next few minutes, we will let you know all the twists and turns that a spring forecast can have. Not that we haven't already had that this spring, but yet round 2 and maybe a little Mother Nature cleansing, shall we say, on the way. That umbrella's here somewhere, isn't it? Yes, all that coming up in a few minutes' time.
Never going to drop that one, eh? The umbrella.
I can never find it.
See you a little later. The city of Barrie hosted an open house today to discuss future plans following the boundary adjustment. This afternoon's meeting was an open house to the public, giving residents a chance to learn more about the city's ideas for the lands recently transferred from Oro-Medonte and Springwater Townships and to ask questions.
The official plan is that top-down course lens that says we envision natural heritage in this area. We envision community.
I'm here today to try and find out what more specifically some of the lands are going to be zoned and what's going to be allowed to be put there.
This is the first step in development of the lands. People may not see development happening overnight. There is a long planning process, and what we really want is to hear from people about what their feelings are about what that development looks like.
The city says development will not happen overnight, but they are encouraging residents to continue to share their thoughts as the planning process gets underway. Those within the new boundary lines officially became part of Barrie in January, gaining access to a range of new services and opportunities. Technology is changing everything in our lives, from how we communicate to what we eat. And one of the oldest professions around, it isn't immune. CTV's Jack Morris has a look at artificial intelligence in farming and what that could mean for people who till the soil in our region. Jack.
Well, Sarah, you don't often see a horse pulling a plow or a field full of hired hands picking vegetables anymore. Machines have fundamentally changed the way farming is done, and AI, well, that could change it even more.
Hey, Ben. I'm here. Shake hands. As you wish.
Aww. That's the Unitree quadruped robot called a dog robot. It could be used to inspect crops and support farmers in the field.
We can see the farmers' life is getting easier, so they can spend the valuable time with their families.
It's just one piece of advanced tech that's changing how farmers work.
It's very interesting the way things are going. I'm very excited.
Farmers gathered in Innisfil today for a look at this cutting-edge tech.
I'm very impressed not only with the technology, but with the acceptance of the technology in our agricultural industry, and just doing more and more and more each year, and doing it efficiently and effectively to feed us.
Robots like this one can be used for general help around the farm, but there are more specialized machines too. These heavy-duty drones can be used for things like precision pesticide spraying.
More coverage of the crops. There's more of a efficiency. Rather than taking out a tractor in the field, you're able to just fly over and spray, and it's very precise.
When used correctly, machines like the ones on display here today can give time back to the farmer, making a job known for long hours and hard work just a little bit easier.
There was the old saying, you would be able to just sit there and push a button and have everything done for you. Well, guess what? That's going to be a reality, and it is a reality.
But it's more than just saving labor. More efficient growing means more food, cheaper. And Sarah, as prices skyrocket across the board, the cost of food is front of mind forever, a cost that some hope automation could help relieve. Reporting live, I'm Jack Moore. Sarah, back to you.
Very interesting story. Thanks for that, Jack. Now, on the note of surging prices, we are asking if you're feeling that financial squeeze with a new minimum wage hike taking effect. The question is, will it be enough? We'd like to hear from you. Is this a step forward or just not enough in today's economy? The web poll can be found at ctvnews.ca/Barrie, so please do weigh in with your thoughts. The Ford government is looking at rolling back some green initiatives when it comes to new developments. The proposed legislation means developers would no longer be required to add more tree canopy, electric vehicle chargers, bird-friendly window coatings, or other sustainable design standards beyond what's required for health and safety. The government says changing the municipal standards will lower costs and get projects built faster. The province is also planning to extend workplace safety and insurance coverage to workers in privately run care facilities like retirement homes. The change is part of a broader set of updates to labor rules. The government says the facilities, which include foster homes, are currently not subject to mandatory coverage. The update will mean roughly 29,000 workers will now be protected if they are hurt or become sick on the job, including nurses, personal support workers, and resident care workers. The town of Wasaga Beach has unveiled draft plans for its ambitious Destination Wasaga project. The plan lays out a long-term vision to transform the waterfront into a year-round destination. Proposed features include new public spaces, accessible boardwalks, a river marina, and major attractions aimed at boosting tourism while protecting the area's natural beauty. Officials say the beach will remain public with no residential developments. The project will now move into a second phase as the town seeks community input on the future of one of Canada's most iconic beaches. Today is International Day of Pink at schools across our region. Students and staff there are wearing pink to stand up against bullying and discrimination.
Bigotry and discrimination is just unacceptable in 2026.
Now, this day started in Nova Scotia back in 2007 when students rallied around a classmate who was bullied for wearing a pink shirt. Many schools feature guest speakers and performances to highlight the importance of fostering diversity and inclusion.
Believe how worthy you are just as you are, to be your authentic self, to trust adults who have responsible positions, who can be guides for you. So this could be teachers, of course, your parents, and to know that a lot of people are there to stand up for you and to be by your side and to be with you.
International Day of Pink occurs every year on the second Wednesday of April to celebrate diversity and take a stand against bullying rooted in homophobia and transphobia. Well, talk about rising to the occasion. It's a day to celebrate creativity in business, and the winner is rewarded well.
It's a passion that I would like to turn into a career.
That's grade 10 student Gabe Thompson, one of the eager participants at Georgian College's Research, Innovation, Scholarship and Entrepreneurship, or RISE Day. It brings students, faculty, industry leaders and the community together to learn, collab and grow. The annual event showcases student competitions, research projects and encourages discussions highlighting the impactful work that's being done.
And I think the fact that I'm able to see and work so closely with this industry partner, which is, again, such a major contributor, is so important that it's given me skills. Even if I end up not working with Honda, I'm still keeping those skills and this experience that will follow me throughout my whole career.
Having these showcases is a way for students to showcase their projects and potentially demonstrate to future employers the value they bring in their fields.
The day also included the Further Faster Grand Pitch Competition, the culmination of 3 different 10-week programs for people who are starting and growing their own business. The winners, chosen by a panel of judges, received $10,000 from Invest Barrie. Still to come, the power of secondhand. Every piece of vintage jewelry found at this online shop has a special story behind it. Plus, a sign that summer is on the horizon. Time to start thinking about who might be paddling next to you this year, gliding along Kempenfelt Bay. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Barrie.
April 29th, 2 chefs, 1 epic showdown. The Peggy Hill team presents the Iron Chef at Tangle Creek. Great food that gives back. All in support of the Busby Center. Get your tickets now. Head to barrie.ca.
First up, as we take a look around the region, the love of discovering and repurposing a treasure at a thrift store is a joy many, including myself, can identify with. And a local woman shares her passion and creativity for this with antique jewelry.
Thrifting has always been a really important part of my life. My late grandma, she was my best friend. She got me started in it.
Jessica Ferreria owns Silverware Treasures. She buys and recreates pieces that bring new life and memories for those who love a custom edition. Jessica is self-taught and enjoys the process of adding a loving touch of a new design to an old charm. She says she loves the response from others receiving the newly crafted pieces, and it's a healthy distraction for her too.
I have been battling stage 4 endometriosis. It is all over my body. It's in my brain, my lungs, my pelvic area, my colon, everywhere. And I also am going through a cancer journey. So this has been really great to get out of my head and help me just think about something else.
Jessica's Silverware Treasures can be found online. We have a lovely little article on the CTV Barrie website, as well as a link to find her. Paddles Up Barrie, one of the city's most exciting summer traditions. It's one of my favorites. Is returning to Kempenfelt Bay soon. There I am. The 22nd annual Dragon Boat Festival is happening in August, bringing community competition and a whole lot of team spirit to the water. Hosted by the Barrie Public Library, the event invites teams of all experience levels to hit the water and support a charity of their choice.
It really is the team's choice in terms of who they're raising funds for. So that is what makes Barrie unique, because we do see upwards of $100,000 being raised every single summer for various organizations, and that's what makes this event so special, because it's putting in the paddles to power, the power to the paddles, because you're truly paddling together to make that difference in the community and support charitable organizations.
Last year alone, teams raised more than $100,000 for local causes, proving this event is about more than just racing, especially because some of us struggle with the racing. Singers of all ages came together last night for a feel-good celebration that went beyond the song sung.
Yes, Middles.
Sing and Celebrate turned volunteer appreciation into a high-energy, joy-filled sing-along. With the theme, What a Wonderful World, songs of hope and light, the night brought music, laughter, and a strong sense of community to the stage.
Because it really matters. You know, we're looking at the news, a lot of us with heavy hearts thinking, wow, you know, this is too big, it's out of control, but there's so much that people can do. if they just look locally to our own homes, to our own neighborhoods.
Joyful noise. Because it is. Something happens when all abilities of the singers are together. We always get to the same place every single time, and it sounds truly incredible.
And if you like the look of it, more events are still to come, with another stop in Collingwood on Monday and Aurelia the following Wednesday. It's all part of a broader effort to inspire volunteerism right across our region. Speaking of around our region, there's a lot happening this weekend. Let's go to Bounce 104 Morning Show host Martin Van Coy with your weekend event listings so you don't miss out on any of the fun.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend is the Spring Tonic Maple Syrup Festival at the Tiffin Center for Conservation in Utopia. Running Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3, the spring favorite features maple syrup demonstrations, a pancake and sausage breakfast, tractor wagon rides, bird box building, dog agility shows, and exotic animals. You can learn more at nvca.on.ca. From syrup to the trees they come from, the Ontario Envirothon, presented by Forest Canada, takes place Thursday at the Dorian Parker Centre in Barrie. Students from across the province compete in hands-on environmental challenges focused on forestry, wildlife, and sustainability, all designed to inspire the next generation of environmental leaders. You can get involved by visiting forestcanada.ca. Moving along, Clue by Mariposa Arts Theatre is on this weekend at the Aurelia Opera House. The iconic comedy brings the classic board game and film to life as 6 eccentric guests try to solve a murder mystery. Showtimes are Friday and Saturday at 7:30 with a Sunday matinee at 2. Plus, there's going to be a Clue-themed beer from Couchiching Craft Brewing. You can get your tickets at mariposaartstheatre.com. And Bowl for Kids' Sake is rolling into Midland, Penetanguishene, and Springwater. The neon-themed fundraiser runs Friday and Saturday, raising money for youth mentoring through Big Brothers Big Sisters of North Simcoe with bowling, prizes, and plenty of community spirit. You can learn about the event and mentorship opportunities at northsimcoe.bigbrothersbigsisters.ca. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Still to come, the Colts are making headlines once again, but it's none of the lads on the ice in the spotlight. Instead, someone found on the bench. First, though, let's check in with Casey in the garden.
On this day in 1871, it was a record 27 degrees. 4 degrees was the best we could do today, coming up when we're back up into double digits. Oh, yes, and our weather watcher Artiste will have a look. William says, hey, remember last summer when we saw that water spout on Spotter Lake? Nice. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Blue Rodeo.
Yeah, beat the box office because they don't go on sale till Friday, April 10th.
So make sure you tune in Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win this cool prize.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
That's a beauty. We are celebrating signs of spring, or perhaps last glimpses of winter in that last one. Keep those pictures coming. Picture this at ctv.ca. Now, Case, you joked that I was turning 30, but in fact, it is a big one, but a different big one.
Oh. Oh.
Think the balloons are big enough?
Oh, yes. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well,
what did you do for your 40th? How did you mark the occasion?
I don't remember, actually. It was a while ago. It was quite a few years ago. I can't remember, but it might come to me during the course of the show. It's kind of it's forever a moment in time, isn't it? So enjoy yourself, that is for sure. Birthdays are fantastic. They truly are. Let's talk about a fantastic forecast. Maybe not necessarily this one, but we'll talk about a fantastic forecast. Let's talk about this forecast, though, and here we go. Take a look at the temperature outside your door. Wow, there's 5 degrees there in Newmarket. I see 5 in Barrie, 4 in the Sunshine City of Orillia, still 9 degrees in Owen Sound, and 8 in Mount Forest. Moving things along and take a look at the almanac for today. As mentioned, 26.7 degrees back in 1871. That's record heat, and in 1982, minus 13 degrees. Okay, we're not getting close to that. I don't believe we're getting, no, we're nowhere close to that. Sunrise, sunset, how about 13 hours and 10 minutes of daylight? Adam, would you be so, there you go. This is the forecast radar. Now, most of the active weather is going the northern part of the province. However, as you can see, we're getting our fair share. We're getting a little taste. And what's coming our way? Well, let me explain. This is southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 236 degrees, holding on to 6 in Owen Sound, clearing skies in Owen Sound. A few clouds just about everywhere else, unless, of course, Penetanguishene Midland, where it should remain clear for the better part of the evening. Until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, 12, 14, 15 degrees, increasing cloud cover, and as per the forecast radar, we see showers making its way into our neck of the woods. This is Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 0 and 3 degrees. Clear skies in the Orangeville area, a few clouds everywhere else. And then for tomorrow, 16 and 17 degrees, increasing cloud cover, and yes, showers. So mild and showers. We are going to look after, well, a good portion of the snow that we've had. There is still quite a bit, though, isn't there? There truly is. Lots of snowpack in the woods, too. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, where 4 degrees for the high, -1 for the low, under partly cloudy skies. And tomorrow, well, cloudy skies, slowly the clouds creep in and the showers creep in, and 11, 12, 13 degrees. And then, get this, it starts to clear up in the late afternoon, so a little bit of everything. The weather blender in effect. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast starting this evening in Simcoe County. And 5 degrees come Friday, a rain-snow mix. On Friday, a -2 for the overnight low, and then Saturday arrives 8 degrees and sunny skies. Makes everybody feel good. Sunday, cloudy, 60% chance of, we're going to call it shower activity on Sunday. And then Monday arrives and a 40% chance of showers arriving under cloudy skies, 18 degrees. Whoa, nice. York Region 5-day extended forecast. Let's have a look. Friday, rain-snow combination in 5 for the high. Saturday has 9 degrees. That looks like a gorgeous Saturday, doesn't it? And Sunday, well, 30% chance of a few showers coming down. 12 degrees for the high. 19 degrees, not quite 20, but 19 degrees cloudy and a 40% chance of a little precipitation coming our way. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, Friday coming your way, cloudy and a 60% chance of a few flurries. No set accumulation as per Environment Canada. And then Saturday arrives up to 9 degrees, sunny skies for everybody to start the weekend off. Sunday, cloudy skies and a 40% chance of, we're going to call it shower activity. And Monday, well, there you go, cloudy and 40% chance of showers. But the headline should read, we're getting into double-digit temperatures, high double-digit temperatures, this kind of thing. Yes, to celebrate birthdays and everything else that's our way. Sarah.
Just for me, eh?
Just for you.
How nice.
Just for you, that's right.
Thanks, Case. Now, for the Barrie Colts, the season isn't over yet, but it's already been one to remember, and it's putting the team's head coach in the spotlight. After an incredible first season, Dylan Smoskowitz has been announced as a finalist for the Matt Layton Trophy, awarded to the Ontario Hockey League Coach of the Year. Smoskowitz led the Colts to the Central Division title with 45 regular season wins, and the most by a first-year coach in the league since '94. The winner will be revealed on April 16th. Now, the Colts will be looking to build on their strong season and keep their playoff run alive as they head into round 2, taking on the Ottawa 67. So we will have more coverage starting tomorrow, plus a little fun, friendly wager with our counterparts and my former colleagues from CTV Ottawa. Now, here's a hint. It could end with my old 67s jersey making a comeback, but it'd be on our airwaves.
The road to the Memorial Cup is brought to you by the Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game.
Still to come on CTV Barrie, holding off on filling up. Gas prices could fall substantially this week, giving drivers some much-needed relief. We'll let you know just how much you could save. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. Please do stay with us. Recapping our top stories, less than 72 hours after a Barrie man was shot in downtown, police have made 3 arrests, a 20-year-old man along with a 23-year-old Barrie woman and a 32-year-old woman from Midland. The victim's family says he's out of his coma but has a long recovery ahead. The federal government's Secretary of State combating crime, Ruby Sahota, is meeting with city officials this week, including Barrie Police and OPP, to discuss affordable housing and Bill C-22. Sahota will be a guest speaker at the Rotary Club of Barrie luncheon at the South Shore Center tomorrow. And after addressing close to 13,000 potholes in 2025, more than 2,200 have been filled so far this year in Barrie. The city confirming crews are working to maintain the 1,600 kilometers of roadway in Barrie. Now, if you can wait to fill up your tank, experts say to hold off until Friday, but you will likely need to wait in a long line. Gas prices are expected to drop and drop big as the U.S. and Iran agree to a ceasefire, at least for now. The tension between the U.S. and the Middle East disrupted a key global oil route, causing gas prices to take a roller coaster ride. But now analysts say the cost of fuel will go back to the same numbers that we saw before March.
Looks like not a 12 cent, but potentially a 17 cent decrease come Friday. Now, what does that mean for most drivers? Well, if you're filling up at 188.9 today versus, say $1.72, $1.73, that's a savings of $10 to $15 depending on how many liters you have.
Next week, most stations will begin switching over from winter to summer gas, and this transition often means a surge in prices due to higher production costs and lower inventory, though summer fuel is more efficient. The markets are also reacting to news of the ceasefire, swinging hard as oil prices fall sharply and stock markets surge on optimism at the same time. Here's a look at where the numbers closed on this Wednesday. The TSX was up 383 points, the Dow was up 1,325, and the NASDAQ was up 617, and commodities oil was down, closing at $94.41 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,777 an ounce. Our dollar up, ending the day at 72.20 cents U.S. The federal government wants to know whether LED headlights are too bright. It's a growing concern on Canadian roads, and CAA says that glaring headlights are one of the top safety complaints it hears from drivers. CTV's Sean Varden has more.
It's just like getting a blast of sun in your face.
As LED headlights have become an auto industry standard, some drivers say they're simply too bright.
I can't see at all, and it didn't used to be like that.
Well, certainly headlight brightness has become more of an issue over the past decade, I would say, and we do hear complaints from members complaining about brightness, about the different colors of headlights.
Now Transport Canada is conducting an online survey looking for feedback about how often drivers are affected by the glare from headlights.
During the daylight time, I don't think they're too bright, but definitely during the evening, once the sun is down, it surely is.
The new headlight technology helping drivers see better at night, but it can be blinding for others on the road.
An optometrist tell me that this is becoming an increasing problem for most people because they see halos around the light, and it's making it even more difficult to maneuver through traffic and see where you're going.
For many, it's not just the lights head-on. Cars following behind can be an issue as well.
LED headlights, for me, have become a problem because they have become brighter and more pronounced, in particular when they're coming up behind you and you're stopped at a traffic light and it's nighttime. It's very hard to see what is around you or what's coming at you.
CAA supports the government survey while also offering tips for drivers caught in the glare.
When you have a new vehicle or you're getting your headlights changed, to make sure they're angled properly, make sure that they're cleaned properly, and if you need them, to get some sort of night vision glasses that are going to sort of mitigate some of the glare.
The Transport Canada survey wraps up April 20th. Sean Varden, CTV News.
Still to come, an early start to FIFA World Cup celebrations. We'll have more on the route a celebratory party will travel across the country when we come back. You're watching CTV Barrie.
Pure Country 106. Central Ontario's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Time now to take a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. The Rookie is at 8 and 9 p.m., followed by Criminal Minds at 10 and CTV News Barrie at 11. Thanks for staying with us. A traveling FIFA festival will be hitting 34 communities, including Vaughan, bringing the thrills, cheers, and celebration of the World Cup right to Canadians across the country. And as CTV's Rahim Ladani tells us, no passport is required.
We are inside Illuminarium Toronto within the Distillery District. The FIFA World Cup kicks off in 64 days, but the party isn't just happening inside the stadium. They're happening across Canada within every community. And that's why we're here. Today, FIFA has launched a new program called Canada Celebrates.
Bringing World Cup energy to local communities, a nationwide series of free one-day festivals are traveling across Canada from coast to coast to coast.
There are days where there's 4 matches, so you can really sit down and have your own football festival just for yourself in your community.
The route will make 38 stops across 34 communities, from Whitehorse and Halifax to Kamloops and Niagara Falls. The caravan is being billed as accessible within a 2-hour drive for more than 75% of Canadian residents.
Stoked to see Burlington in there as well, but this is just making sure that the World Cup is a celebration for everybody. And I think about the generation of kids that are going to grow up feeling like soccer and football are Canada's game.
Just like the FIFA World Cup Fan Fest coming to Toronto, this will be an interactive experience. Think giant screens showing the matches, live music and cultural performances, along with food and football activities. A place for thousands of fans to gather and cheer together. One of those neighborhoods includes Mississauga. The festival will be coming to the 905 on Canada Day.
We know from a tourism and economic development standpoint, this is going to be a real positive, a great value add.
The final 2 stops on this tour are happening right here in Ontario, in Niagara Falls and Brampton on July 18th and 19th. Rahim Ladani, CTV News, Toronto.
A new exhibit on display at the Agacon Museum is celebrating the impact that sport has on building connections and communities. CTV's Jessica Smith takes us there.
Celebrating the universal language of games and sports.
A game is for everybody. So we gather, play, and have conversation around games. So it's a powerful means for us to get connected over the same shared stories, shared structure.
Game On is a new exhibition at the Agacon Museum celebrating the intersection between sports, gaming, and community.
And I think that's why it's important for us to see how games has been a part of our history and then continues to be.
The exhibition includes everything from one of the oldest known chess sets to more modern artistic interpretations of the game.
Even the first art piece with the Yoko Ono is super cool to see in real life.
I think chess is such a kind of important game throughout history that you get to see different cultural perspectives on the game, and like even in some of the old oil paintings, like just how much of a kind of constant it's been.
To interactive digital content commissioned by Canadian Syrian artist and technologist Jawa El Kash.
Walk you through in collecting artifacts within the game and talks about how games are not necessarily about winning or losing. It's about that quest. It's about that search.
Acknowledging a big year in sports for the city of Toronto, the exhibition marks the global connection sports and gaming can create.
So hopefully summer we're going to have lots of soccer fans coming to Toronto. So it's a great opportunity to talk about games and their power. No matter what games, they are powerful and then they bring us together.
People are also invited to play a game while they walk through, putting their own stamp on their visit. From historical game artifacts to contemporary creations, there is something for everyone. Game On here at the Agacon Museum runs until September the 7th. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
All right, Casey Colby, time to talk about tomorrow, although I'm not sure if I want today to end. It's been lovely.
Good for you. Yes, it has been lovely. And it will continue to be so, because the 40s are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look. First thing tomorrow morning is fantastic a word? Certainly. Why not? At 7 o'clock in the morning, Barrie, it looks like predominantly sunny skies and 7 degrees, and 3 degrees in the Newmarket area. Predominantly sunny skies, and hey, why not? Sunny cloud mix in Gravenhurst, 6 degrees first thing tomorrow morning. Happy birthday, Sarah. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Casey Colby, and a special thank you to those of you that have reached out with very thoughtful birthday messages. It really means a lot. Have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.